picture. Dang it. I need a better system. But anyway. All right. Howdy and aloha, everyone. James Montauk. It is July the 1st, 2024. And somebody still gets what presidents have always had. And that is presidential immunity. And presidential, what is this? All right, anyway. Presidential immunity is, oh, that's my restring. Okay. Let me see, where was it? Presidential, I just had it on here, damn it. Presidential immunity. Of course, everybody's looking that up. Wikipedia. Alright, let's see what it says. I don't know if I can read that. It's kind of small. Let me try here. Yeah. A sitting president of the United States has both civil and criminal immunity for their official acts. Neither civil nor criminal immunity is explicitly granted in the Constitution of the federal state. Okay, that was recently changed. But anyway, yeah, so everybody's had it. The Supreme Court found the United States Nixon versus Fitzgerald that the president has absolute immunity for civil damages, actions regarding conduct within the outer perimeter of their duties. However, Clinton versus Jones, 1977, the court ruled against temporary immunity for sitting presidents from suits arising from pre-presidency conduct. Some scholars have suggested an immunity from arrest and criminal prosecutions as well, a view which has become a practice of the Department of Justice under a pair of memoranda from the Office of Legal Counsel. Presidents Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump were criminally investigated while in office, but none was prosecuted while in office. In February 2024, former Trump claimed absolute immunity from being investigated for any crimes committed while he was in office. The Supreme Court ruled President Donald Trump of the United States, which is Biden, have absolute criminal immunity for official acts under core constitutional powers, preserved immunity for all other acts, and no immunity for personal actions. Okay, so personal. That's interesting. But I don't think people understand. Well, some people don't understand what immunity really means. It's a tough job. You're the president of the United States, and you've got to make a decision, right? You're the president of the United States. Your finger's on the button. You have to make a call to have somebody arrested or send people to war or whatever you're doing. Or you do a executive order, it doesn't work out, or something you do, or an action you take while in office causes harm. Well, the reason why we elect the president in the first place is we have to make sure they're in sound mind, body, spirit, the whole 9 yards. Obviously, Pedo Joe doesn't have that. He's old, demented, and he's just a puppet. Anyway, he's not running the show. I've always said that, most presidents that have been in office for a long time have been puppets. They cater to the global pedo class and, these global elitists. But Joe definitely is one of the biggest puppets I've ever seen. I mean, the guy looks, walks, talks, like a puppet because you can't really understand him. He's just going like this the whole time. Anyway, besides the fact that he's extremely old, which isn't the problem, there are a lot of people out there that are 70, 80, even 90 years old that are able to enunciate, pronunciate, carry on a conversation, and their dialect and how they speak and auditory and everything's working fine. I mean, my grandmother was 88 when she passed away, and I'm telling you, she was fucking quick as a fiddle. Not fit as a fiddle, but not only she was too. My grandfather too. The reason why we have immunity is because those actions that they take can cause problems. It can cause death, destruction. In some cases, people would say they're criminal acts. And yeah, that's definitely happened over and over and over and over and over again. Hey, Jordan, how you doing, buddy? What I find so interesting, and this is the takeaway people need to get from what happened, is the court actually went back and to the process that was there prior. Meaning, presidential immunity still exists. However, they took out the personal actions, which I think is odd. But still, he has immunity, which kind of gives him the ability to do the job. So this is actually startling a great thing when Biden's in office, in my opinion. But from what I'm seeing and from what I'm getting out of this is the only reason why we take down something so severe, not severe, so important to being a president of any country, especially the United States, is maybe we're not going to use it next year. Maybe there is going to be no president next year. Maybe their job is to do whatever they can is to destroy the financial institution, the infrastructure, just the economy, everything, and hand it over to the global elite, which pretty much is the direction that the Demoncrats are going. So why would you need immunity if you're not going to be here next year? Any candidate, and I'm saying any candidate, that's going to be sought of or looked at or going for or eager to be a president knows that they've always had presidential immunity. Meaning that they can pretty much do whatever they need to do to take care of the country, our interests, blah, 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 and all that crap. When you take that away, being a president is of this United States or pretty much any country. If you take that away, then there's no power. You're relinquishing power. You're absolutely and fully and completely just saying, okay, I don't have immunity from the law at all while I'm a president. So that means that if I do something stupid and lame, you can sue me and my administration, which we should be able to do. But with the current Department of Justice and the Homeland Security that we have and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, right, that won't divulge information and documents, they don't have a job. Again, meaning that they're not going to be able to be used in a capacity that you would like them to be used as the president, looking over them. When you're the commander-in-chief, you're the top of you're the top. You're the number one person. That's what people don't understand. It's not just. So if you tell, like Mayorkas, or if you tell Christopher Wray, or if you tell, what's the other guy? Gleason, or it'll come to me. But anyway, if you tell the DOJ, Department of Justice, FBI, CIA, whatever, branches of the military to do something, they have to fucking do it. Right? But they can also, if you don't have immunity, they can go after you. You're actually sicking the dogs on yourself when you take that immunity away from you. Now, why would you want to do that to yourself? People need to understand this. What I'm really saying is it means that maybe there's not going to be anybody there to do it to in 2025, 2026, or whatever. It's almost like they're going to do whatever they can. Now, the immunity part is definitely would have been great to not have immunity in regards to Trump when he was in office. But now they can't really go after him for much. They've got to try to go around the law in this way, but they're going to keep pressing him. Of course, they're going to keep making him show up. They're going to keep him, on his heels, or try to. But the guy's been sprinting in front of him. He's been several laps in front of these fucking people for a long time, and it's impressive. But to not have something that we founded basically our country with, to have the immunity so the president can do what he needs to do and not be in the future held accountable for it, basically, means that, are we even going to have a presidency next year? That's my point. Why would you want to take that protection away from yourself? It's almost like Biden knows that he's gone, right? After he's done. He doesn't really know what's happening. Everybody thinks that he's making decisions and doing this and doing that. He's not. He's a fucking 3-year-old man. And he has no idea what the fuck's going on. And they're just telling him what he needs to hear and what they want him to know. That's it. He has no idea what's really going on around him. When he goes into a town or he goes to an event, he's got crisis actors and paid actors around him, right? When he sees 200 people, he thinks, oh, all these here people are for me. No, they're not, bro. At least more than half of them are probably fucking crisis actors, man. But they're not going to tell him that. They're not going to tell him that. He's just a fucking puppet. He really doesn't know what's happening. He only knows what they want him to know. And you have to say, well, who are they? And everybody says, who are they? It's the global predator class. For fuck's sakes. Right? It's not Obama. It's not Kamala. It's not Jill. Garland. Eric Garland, right? Anyway, what's interesting to me, and the reason why I'm doing this, is we're seeing a little bit of justice come our way, but nothing can happen. And this is the thing that people need to understand right now. Right? Christopher Wray, Eric Garland, Mayorkas, they're all holding lots of information. They're shredding as much as they can. The other day I was listening to, it was MTG or somebody. No, it wasn't. It was a Republican. Oh, it was Josh Hawley. He was saying, you better fucking get rid of your documents or whatever or something. I'm like, what are you saying for them to do? Right? Because when we get those documents, we're going to come after you. It's like, thanks for the warning. Shred. That was just stupid to say. Of course they're shredding it. They've everything in J6 they fucking don't have anymore. How in the fuck is that happening? They've said they've completely destroyed all their documents. Now why would you do that? Why in this frivolous, ridiculous, lame ass crisis actor paid fucking theatrical, pre-calculated and pre-orchestrated committee hearing, whatever the fuck that was? Why would you get rid of all that information? Why would you not share the information with the world? Why wouldn't you be transparent if you were so stern about it being truthful? You see, the truth loves to hide. The truth doesn't want to be found. Right? No, sorry. Let me go back. The lie doesn't want to be found. I got it back. The lies don't want to be found. Lies hide. Right? Lies are tucked away and they're stuffed in dark places and corners where hopefully people won't find them. And some lies are shredded. Some lies are destroyed. Some lies are completely written and what do they call it? Erased from motherboards and memory chips and stuff like that. It's there. You know that, right? And that's an indicator of. So why did you hide that information? Well, in the immunity process, if we go back to that, the people are when you're president, everything's a billboard. Everything's right, plain sight. Mostly everything you do, somebody's always watching. Somebody's always there. I mean, I'd like to get the memoirs of security of presidential security people. I would the Secret Service. I would love to get the memoirs of the Secret Service, right? Because I'm sure they've got tons and tons of things they've heard, seen, smelled, witnessed that could probably really either make you vomit or fucking make you laugh your ass off or whatever. But there's just so much information out there that the Demoncrats don't want you to see. Why is that? What is the problem with letting us know what's going on? Release the Jason, they said they got rid of it. They don't have it. They shredded it. It's gone. What does that really say? What does that really say? Yeah, so all I'm saying is, and this is a short one, I'll make it short one, but it's immunity protects the president from his decisions. Not from his decisions, on the decisions that he's made. That's what it's for. And every president will have that. And hopefully we keep that. And the reason why is because when you vote for the president, and this is important, you want a president that's truthful, honest, transparent. Somebody that has a record of being honest. And from my research, which is, just days and months and I would say the last 3.5 years, I've done a ton. It is a big club, and you ain't in it. From George Carlin, that's right. The thing is it's all came out. It's all come out. It's all there. You can look it up. Trump has been almost too honest to where it's kind of hurt him. But that's what you want, right? You want honesty enough, but you don't want it. But you don't like on this show. I was talking to my brother the other day, and he goes, "Are you? So yeah, how are you doing, man? Are you doing the Hawaii lore thing?" I said, "Yeah, I'm doing the Hawaii lore thing." He said, "So how long have you been off Monotech?" And I go, "I haven't. I'm on 6th channel. I'm still doing it." He looked at me like, right? Because he's been watching Rachel Maddow for a long time, I think, and CNN. In any case, the information that's presented to people, and this is what I think is vitally important, some of it we should know. If it's a criminal act upon the constituents, the citizens of the U.S., if there was any threat to us at all, whether it violates our rights, our freedoms, our religions, or whatever, that needs to be divulged. And I guarantee you somebody from J6 kept that information, and they have it. And it's going to come out. And the Demoncrats are going to cry and bawl and whine and fucking Karen freak out. Like, nah, they're going to do the fucking, nah. Yeah, it's just amazing. I got to show you this because this is really interesting. I'm saying hang on for just a little bit more. It's just amazing why people don't want to know what's really happening. Because you're listening to Fox, you're listening to CNN, you're listening to Al Jazeera, PBS, whatever, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Sky News, fucking whatever news, right? And you're thinking, oh, that's got to be the truth? Well, it's not. It might not be the whole truth. It might be a kind of the truth. It might not even be close to the truth. Right? And I've proven that. I've told you how that works. I've easily gave you the information, and I'm gonna look a little harder this time on where this is at, because this is a really some telling information here when I show you this. That's not that. There are people that work for the mainstream media that are there for one reason: to make sure that their advertisers, or the people that really write the checks to the networks, are number one, absolutely number one. That whatever is given to them, they are to say it. Whatever is supposed to be broadcasted goes through the filter of the advertisers, whether it's Big Pharma or Big Pharma or Big Pharma or the military industrial complex or the chemical complex or whatever, because they're not going to give you too much information. That's too much, and they don't want that to happen. They want to make sure that you know just enough to put you in a particular, I would say what they call a demographic, right? And that's their goal. And I can't believe I can't find that goddamn picture, of course. I can't, and it's gone. Of course, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Is it in here? It's not there. It's not here. Oh, when I add new pictures, some of these fall off. That's what's been happening. Son of a bitch. All right, I gotta grab it because it's really important. Let me just grab it real quick, and I'll be back, and then we'll start. I'm gonna take some. Give me a second. one of them. Oh, here they are, right here. Okay, good. All right. I'll put this on my Facebook so people can see it, and then I'll let you see it. Just a quick reminder. Let's go back into here. Got this one. My research. And I've got a ton of fucking research, people. A ton of fucking research. All right. So here it is. The pictures that I wanted to show you. And let me just go over these numbers. All right. Which I'll show to you now. I don't get anything. I think the most I've ever gotten in a year for doing what I do to keep people informed on what I believe is really happening across the country and the planet. I think in a year was maybe $100 or $200, maybe. Probably, I've got max. I mean, I think in the duration that I've been on, I've received since 2017, maybe $300. You're like, then why the fuck are you doing this? Because I give a fuck. Because I care about the future for my children and their children, and so on and so forth. I want them to have the same freedoms and opportunities in country that I have had, which is slowly going away. But these are the people in front of you now, right in front of you now, that listen to the advertisers. Big pharma, big pharma, big pharma, military industrial complex, military industrial, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Enron, whatever, right? And oil and chemical and this and that and the other thing, right? We know that. But the amount of money that goes out to these people is just crazy. I mean, let's look at Rachel Maddow. Her salary per year is $30 million. And I just did this back in 2022. This is Friday, April 8th, 2022. I put all this together, right? And what these shows do and how much they get and what these people get. They're paid to tell you what they're supposed to say. There's no such thing as journalism. The only journalist that I know of just got somewhat freed out of jail and is now in Australia, which is concerned about Australia because Australia is just full of World Economic Forum puppets and pawns everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. So I'm a little concerned about all that. And there was a deal that was made that, we're going to see who gets paid by big pharma, the military exception, big banks, big oil, big coal, big nuclear, big insurance, big everything, right? And who does not? I don't. Jimmy Dore doesn't, right? Kim Iverson doesn't. There's so many people out there that aren't making bazillions of dollars like these fucking people are. Redacted, right? If you watch Redacted, not Redacted tonight with what's his name, but the couple, Clay and the Morrises, which I strongly recommend everybody to watch. And there's just so many more. Who else? Oh yeah, Beauty and the Boomer, Trailer Park Pundit, Shanda, just good stuff. And there's tons more. I'm not going to get into all the giant list, but some people have faded away. Right? Some people have gone totally in a completely different direction, and the people that you thought were fighting for you that aren't anymore, because they get money. You get a big paycheck, you're in a position, and you get desperate. People will fucking manipulate you. It happens. They'll manipulate you with gifts and money and attention and likes and subscribers, whatever. But look at this information. this clearly says that these people are just getting a fucking ton of money. A ton of money. Cable news ratings, 25 to 50-year-old demographic version. So during these time slots, you can see how many people watch, blah, 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 blah. Right, you've got Jessica Waters, then you get down to Gutfield, Ingram, Hannity, right? The 5, MSNBC, they get a pretty good chunk. Yeah. But then you go over to the right and you see how much everybody gets paid. I want, and this took me about 2 days to get all this information. You know? Jimmy Dore has 4 million subscribers. He gets probably roughly about $335,000 a year. This is 2022. Hopefully he's doing better. Tim Dillon, 2 million subscribers. He's got $1.5 million. Joe Rogan has 120 million subscribers. He's getting about 80 million a year, give or take. You know, I mean, but this, what's interesting about this is this completely tells you, right? This completely shows you and tells you that, where is it? About this. The predator class and the corporate governance system that they have and they're using, just go to the World Economic Forum website, you'll just search engine corporate governance, pay for and control mainstream media billion-dollar bills. Not you. You might buy a product here or something there, but this money that these people are getting is, that these companies are getting, is sometimes funded by some of these bills that the Demoncrats and Rhipiglicans, you know, bipartisanly put together. And it turns out that they're just taking care of their donors. They're just taking care of the lobbyists. They're just taking care of those people that are rich, filthy fucks in the global pedo-predator class. That's it. So why in the fuck would they give a fuck about you? That's what I keep saying. And this is the thing people just aren't getting. Why you watch this stuff? And you watch it because they have people out there, they've got equipment, there's a camera here and a camera there and a commentator there and a pundit here and you know, and it's kind of exciting to watch it, this is what's going on. But you're not really getting everything. They're not going to tell you everything because if they did, it could destroy one of their lobbying bodies that pays their bills. Bottom line. So they only tell you what their lobbying bodies, right, want you to hear. While a guy here that sits, you know, in his place in the middle of Missouri basically is just trying to protect you and just trying to tell you they don't give a fuck about you. They don't. They really don't. Right? And I'm just trying to say, hey, we need to work together to get them to give a fuck, because they don't right now. They really don't. There's a few that do, but it's far few in between. Yeah. So this is kind of where we're at. Now, let me go back to here and I'll show you something else. This is important. All right. I kind of maybe I bring this up a little too much, but I think it's huge. I think this is where people need to understand. You know, I saw a picture. I think I still have that picture. As a matter of fact, I should find it. But it was Hillary Clinton in a NASCAR type uniform, and it had all her big pharma and company sponsors patches all over her. All right, and what you're seeing here, just letting you know, wait, shit, no, what you're seeing here to my right, or your left from me, This is what it would look like if the government was actually transparent. They do not work for us. Nor have they. Do you see all the logos? You got Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation way deep in the back. You know, by the podium in the back there, you've got CNN, you've got MSNBC, you got Pfizer, you got Goldman Sachs, Foreign Council on Foreign Relations, you've got Chatham House, you've got the World Economic Forum logo, you've got Bilderberg, you've got Coke, you've got Rothschild, right? It's all fucking there. And the list goes on and on. ExxonMobil, Big Pharma. I think back there, I think I put in, no, there should be definitely, well, yeah, Pfizer's in there, right in the back left, of course. AstraZeneca is back there. Yeah, that's it. That's who controls Congress right now, right? That's who controls Congress. But here's the problem with Trump. For the donors. He doesn't fucking need them. All he wants is his construction company and his building company and his real estate company and all his what other little investments that he has to grow. That's all he cares about. He's not writing a book trying to make money on a fucking book, which I'm sure somebody will, right? They're going to have a book for sure. But he doesn't need their money. He's not desperate. He doesn't need, underage women. He doesn't need fucking all this other shit that all these guys have been caught doing. Yeah. Trafficking, shit like that. These sick fucks. They're out there. They are fucking out there. And here's the thing about Trump is, through all my research, he's a decent guy. Far more than most of the people in D.C. I mean, there are people in D.C., even in his own party, that I'm just like, dude, how are you still fucking here? But Trump has if you ever want to know what I know in regards to Trump, just ask me. I'll send you everything. I'll send you his history, what he's done, who he's associated with, what his life was like, how much integrity he has, how much respect he has, right? And he has a ton of respect, right? He's not the criminal that he's being painted out to be, because the Demoncrats, a.k.a. the pot calling the kettle black party, wants you to believe that he is the worst guy on the planet. He is the criminal. He's a liar. He's the this. He's the that. He's not. And there's tons of information to prove that. Look, a lot of people still have Trump derangement syndrome. There are people that still agree with what Trump's doing. They know that he's been wronged. Russiagate, the impeachments, these frivolous trials, the felonies, all this other shit, but they still don't want to have anything to do with them because they have Trump derangement syndrome. And this is what they say. Well, I don't think I'm going to vote at all. Well, honestly, he doesn't need you, because he has about 85 to 90 million people in his back pocket right now that are just can't wait to get to the fucking polls. Just cannot wait to get out there and fucking vote for this guy. Can't wait. Just they want to do it right now. He's our last hope, people. I don't know what I tried to get people to get out in March, but nobody wants to fucking do that. So that's it. We're just going to depend on one guy, like I've always said. But if there was one guy I were to pick, it would be him. It definitely wouldn't be fucking Biden. Definitely. That guy's... There's so much crap that he's done in the past. Career politician kind of thing. Never really stood up for anything with integrity, right? He's just a puppet. He's a puppet. He's just a fucking total puppet. And he's just out there just to make sure that we're all divided. He works for these people, the World Economic Forum. That's who he works for. Whatever you want to say, I'm just telling you. The handlers for Biden are these people, right? Welcome to 2030. I will nothing have no privacy, and life has never been better. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. That's the rule, right? You own nothing and be happy. You should eat bugs because you know we are, right? Angelina Jolie, fucking Robert Downey Jr., the fucking crazy chef shithead. There's what's her name? Jewel. It's not Jewel. It's not Jewel. Anyway, and they want to block out the sun. I mean, there's so much shit these people want to do. It's crazy. But they're in control. They are in control. And when I hear, Obama's pulling the strings, he's not. He's one of their generals, I can tell you that. But he's not pulling all the strings. He's not pulling all the strings. No fucking way. Right? All right. That's a little lesson there for you. Like I said, if you need to know what's going on in regards to Trump and what he's doing, I'm going to tell you right now, he's playing the role. In other words, he's going with the motions. He's going to do the rallies. He's going to bring the support. But if he gets, which he has to get, if he doesn't get the majority in the Senate and the House, then we're going to be in. I would say we'll be at a stalemate. But I think the country will survive, though, with him in office, for sure. But without him in office, if he gets the majority of the House and the Senate, then we'll definitely have a strong country. I think we'll have a more transparent country. Right? He wants to release 9/11 information. Don't you want to know? You've never looked at Building 7? Probably not. Right? Don't you want to know about what happened with JFK? What really happened? He wants to release all that information. He wants to he wants everything that's redacted or blacked out to be available to the public. Because that's called transparency, which I think is okay. It may even hurt us in some ways, but I think if we kind of come out and say, look, sorry, but here's what we did, and we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make things better. You can't fix yourself if you're not responsible for your actions, right? You can't, and I think that's important for a lot of people to know. You can't, if you're not taking responsibility, and what we used to call it in the Navy was, if you aren't taking the hit, then you're not going to learn shit. That's it. If you're not taking the hit, you're not going to learn shit. Right? That's pretty much the way it goes. Yeah, when I hear people say that both parties are together, yeah, there are Demoncrats and Rhipiglicans that are together, but there's people like Matt Gaetz, there's people like MTG, there's people like Byron Donalds, there's people like fucking what's that one guy's name? God, there's a few more. I would say it's not Byron Donalds, it's not Massey, right? Massey, who's been on Jimmy Dore. That guy's serious. You need to pay attention to that man. He's really, really opening up a lot of. He's really lifting up a lot of rocks, so you can see all the fucking vermin and worms underneath it. Which is for some people they can't handle it. They can't handle it. Yeah, but anyway, all right. Just letting you know. But here's my goal: is that one day there won't be any parties. Right? Because this guy said, this is what this guy said, and this man right here is our first president that said, his name is George Washington. I have already intimated to you the danger of parties in the state with particular reference to the founding of them on geographical discriminations. Let me now take a more comprehensive view and warn you in the most solemn manner against the baneful effects of the spirit of party generally. Yeah. That's when people are polarized, they're against each other. Period. That's just the way that works, right? That's just the way that works. People are against each other. They, and the greatest thing for the ruling elite has always been, divide and conquer, and they've used this process for a long fucking time, and people are still, divided. Yeah, I'm done with the parties too. This two-party system, I've been done with it for a long time. But I sure in the fucking going back to the Green Party. What a waste of goddamn time that was, for fuck's sakes. That was just terrible. Anyway, thank you for listening. Have a good evening. May God bless you. And enjoy. Oh, by the way, I just read Frankenstein. It was a wonderful, wonderful book. It was a dense and hard read. But, and I had my dictionary next to me the whole time. But that's a good point I'll bring up. If you read the book Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, right, the modern Prometheus, right, you'll understand that entire book does not depict any of the movies at all. He doesn't say it's alive. There's so many fucking things. There's a little speck here and here, but I'd say the majority of all the movies ever made about Frankenstein, maybe 10% of it, maybe 8% of it, is brought forth on the big screen. There's so much more to that. There's so much more to that. The way that fucking Robert Walden chronicled everything from his boat after he found Victor Frankenstein, who was on the hunt for his creation, his demon, the wretched demon, and then he was finally picked up. Yeah, it's an interesting tale. And we don't know if fucking Frankenstein actually kept living. Spoiler alert. All right, see you guys. Take care. Aloha. That was a cool book though. And that book, I just want to let you know, was a very women's right type thing, and I was very well done, and I really respect the fact that had a lot to do, in my opinion, that the oppression that women were going through, and these authors back in the day when only men could be writers. I mean, the egos of us is just amazing. It's just, but that's changed. No, wait, trans are here. Sorry. Men have become women who are now oppressing women. So we're getting them as men, and now we're getting them as men dressed as women oppressing women. It's just fucked up, man. And then it's just funny to hear somebody that's a straight liberal go, "Oh, I totally agree with the trans movement." I go, okay, well, if there's a shopping cart race, and this guy that does about a 4.8, 40-yard dash, and he's got a fake bra and fake boobs and thong and all this shit on in a dress, and you're both fighting for who's going to get the food in a 40-yard dash pushing this cart, do you want it to be fair, or do you want to just, you're okay with that? Yeah, it's just, I've got lots of examples of how stupid that thinking is.